So Tony Bellew pulls off probably the upset of the year, at least so far, and scoring a TKO in the 11th round over David Haye. And man, what a interesting fight! What a dramatic fight it wound up turning out to be. Early on, Haye appeared to be pretty much in control of the action, although he was a little bit sloppy at times as well. All the way up until through 5 rounds, I had it up. I had Haye up 4-1. Yeah, but it seemed really more like he was winning the rounds more off of volume and just the fact that he was a bit more free with his hands, as opposed to really landing like these like amazing shots or like truly outboxing Bellew. Really, it just seemed like Bellew was kind of playing his cards close to the chest a bit more. He was making Haye miss quite a bit as well, but he just really wasn't quite throwing enough in order to really make an impression on Haye. He did land a good right hand in the first round that managed to kind of like rock Haye back. Definitely knocked him off balance, but probably was the flashiest shot in that round. So I gave him that round. But it seemed like Haye was on his way to pulling off a nice little bit of a sweep on the cards all the way up until the sixth round when he got hurt. He got hurt, went down. It looked like he might have injured himself. They're saying now that he injured his Achilles tendon. That's one of those really bad injuries. That's right up there with like an ACL injury, as something that's really career changing. There was rumors, I guess, that he was injured repeatedly in training camp and over the past few years, just generally speaking. And that's the reason why he pulled out of a lot of these different fights that he had been a part of initially. But Bellew took full advantage of a hurt opponent, an opponent that really couldn't properly leverage himself, not even just for his own punches, but also in order to pull off his boxing skills, in order to really stick and move and be able to avoid a lot of Bellew's punches. He was a bit of a sitting duck. Bellew just started punishing him, managed to drop him in the sixth round. And from at that point on, it's like he did, I think, get a little bit over anxious a couple of different instances in trying to finish Haye off, and got a little bit sloppy in there as well. But Haye really wasn't landing a tremendous amount. I think it was in the eighth, Haye did land a couple of good shots on Bellew to make that round a bit more even. But regardless of that, the tide was definitely shifting towards Bellew's side by that point, and Bellew was really surging at that point, and Haye was just deteriorating basically. He really couldn't keep his balance, and he was missing wide. Like a lot of those early hooks that he was missing wide with were missing in to a much greater degree, and he was getting countered. He was getting picked off as he tried to lunge it from the outside. And Bellew finally managed to knock Haye down and knock him through the ropes in round 11. And David Haye's corner came up. His trainer threw in the towel, and it looks like that was pretty much all she wrote. And that might be all she wrote in terms of David Haye's career viability at the top level. Regardless of whether that injury was a big part of the fact that Bellew was able to score the knockout or not, that's an injury that's, like I said, it's something that's really career defining, career changing. And we could be pretty much looking at just about the end of David Haye. They're talking about a rematch, but honestly, I really can't see a rematch going much better for him. Bellew did some pretty good things in there. I think he could definitely take advantage of in a rematch, and especially if Haye hasn't properly recovered. Like I said, that's that type of nagging injury that it's really hard to continue operating at an optimal level with when you're suffering from it. So I mean, Bellew pulled off a huge upset. He was a 5-1 underdog. Like some people, I guess, had him like as wide as like a 20-1 underdog, which is crazy. Pulled off a huge upset, managed to stop David Haye, did pretty much the unthinkable. Bigger upset than even like when he defeated Makabu. And Bellew, he might be in line for some pretty good paydays. I was just talking about the fact that I could very easily see, if Anthony Joshua defeats Vladimir Klitschko, I could very easily see Anthony Joshua versus Tony Bellew, big domestic fight in the UK for big money, relatively low risk for a very high reward as far as Anthony Joshua was concerned. A little bit of a victory lap, celebration fight if he was to dethrone Vladimir Klitschko and become, ostensibly the top heavyweight. Tyson Fury notwithstanding, considering all of his current issues that are keeping him from being active. And him versus Bellew would be a big boon to Bellew's bank account. and a pretty good one for Joshua's as well. You know, big domestic fight, as I said, fill a stadium with a lot of fans for something like that. You know, Bellew would probably make 8 figures for something like that. Definitely put himself and his family in excellent position. You know, to be able to retire and live a bit of a life of not luxury per se, but like a life of leisure. You know, just be able to chill and enjoy his family. You know, truly enjoy time with his family, not have to do the full 9 to 5 grind like most people do. You know, to be able to live the dream, so to speak, which you know, would be solid for him. But so, you know, like in light of the fact that I was pretty much rooting for David Haye in this fight, I've always been a pretty big fan of David Haye. Never really thought that much of Bellew. I don't dislike the guy, but you know, I'm definitely happy for him. You know, I managed to turn a situation from bad. You know, considering the knockout that he suffered against Adonis Stevenson, and you know, pulled off just one of the nicest runs after a loss that we've probably seen in recent years. And you know, you can't really do much but give props to the man. So just a solid job from Tony Bellew. You know, pounced on a wounded opponent and took full advantage and finished him off. Not sure exactly what's going to lie in the future for David Haye. You know, if they have a rematch, you know, that'll definitely be good to fill the coffers of both fighters. But I can't really see it going much different than this fight unless this injury was just like a freak occurrence. And to me, I think it's probably more of something nagging that he's been suffering from for a while. So can't necessarily see that being the case. But that's pretty much all I got to say about this fight, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.